Half Moon. How did that? Well, first of all, how did you meet Janis? What was the circumstances?
Well, Johanna met Janis first. Johanna was writing for the Village Voice and doing music reviews, and she wrote a positive, glowing review of Janis's Cosmic Blues album, which was right after she left Big Brother and the holding company. And a lot of the critics were down on that. They thought that she had abandoned her brothers in the commune and she needed to, go back with them. And so Janis read this review that Johanna had written and said, can I do an interview with her? And so the publicist, the same one that I believe was the same one that I was talking about before, set up an interview so that Janis and Johanna met at a Greek restaurant on the west side of Greenwich Village and in Manhattan. And they hit it off over lunch. And I was back in our apartment on the fourth floor walk up with no elevator, on the Lower East Side. And the door opens, in comes Johanna with Janis Joplin behind her. And I'm like, I wish I would have changed the cat box. But, we sat around and played, and sang together. And we sang Christmas versions of Christmas carols. I think it was November or early December. And I played her a couple songs that I had written. And she said, I like the music, but it sounds like a young guy wrote the lyrics. And I said, well, it's me. And she turned to Johanna and said, you're a writer, you're a woman. Why don't you guys write a song together that I could sing? And so we wrote Half Moon. And we drove to California from New York in an old station wagon my parents had given us to Janis's house in Mill Valley, or actually San Rafael, California, in Marin County, and played the song for her, and she loved it. And I taught it to her band, which at that time was the Full Tilt Boogie Band that was on the Pearl album. And we, Todd Rundgren was a musical director at the time, and he was there, trying to make the guys in the band laugh while I was saying, well, here's the lick. How's this, this guitar part goes. But they did a good job of it. And she sang it, out of it, as she always did. And thank God she did, because she recorded that song, and then, it wasn't long before she OD'd. And of course, the first posthumous record of anyone after they die goes to #1. And we probably was going to do that anyway. But it really allowed me and Johanna to learn how to write a song intentionally, it's like Johanna says, it's like bowling a strike your first time out and then having to throw a lot of gutter balls before you figure out how to get the ball back into the strike zone again. And we were just blessed. Johanna calls her St. Janis. She gave us this present of being songwriters for a living, and we got to be good at writing on demand and writing, sitting down with the intention of writing a song as opposed to waiting for lightning to strike.
Mm-hmm.